Hey guys, how are you? Mr. Argueta coming to you week number 4. I want to start off by apologizing for the delay in the video because I've been doing a lot of corporate trainings for some companies and I've been busy, hadn't been able to sit down in front of my office and computer to do the recording. Several people have mentioned they thought this was a pre-recorded thing. It's not. I do this every week, so to try to keep it fresh and relevant to you guys. So week number 4, I want to give you some updates, some housekeeping, let you know what's going on. First and foremost, guys, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to relax. I know people get nervous about the midterm and doing bad. My midterms, although the midterm and the final are 10% of your grade, really, if you really think about it, there's more impact in your discussions than in your midterms. I've been saying this the whole time. So if you don't do great on your midterm, don't flip out. I think you're okay. As long as you're doing great in the other parts, I think you're doing fine. It's not weighted as much as the other classes might be. So midterm is about 35 questions, multiple choice, and every question is questions you should have seen in the past. None of this stuff is new. So hopefully you guys do well. You guys are prepared for it. That being said, I want to touch on a couple of housekeeping items. I want to make sure that you guys are aware of all your options and what's going on. So first of all, we are coming to a withdrawal for B term. If anybody feels like they're not doing well, I'm going to try to go through all the grades today, get you guys a good, accurate account to where you stand. I'm going to grade your discussions. As I mentioned, I haven't been in the office, so haven't been able to do that, but I'm going to do that today. So ultimately, I want you to take a look at where you stand, and if you feel like you're not doing well, there's an option to withdraw from this course, and you have till February 13th to do that. What does that mean? So for some of you who are just getting started in your career here at GNTC and at college, an F is not good, guys. You don't want to get an F. It's bad. It's bad in regards to several things. GPA-wise, financial aid-wise, it affects you in different areas. A withdrawal is also not good, but it's better than an F. It still impacts your completion rate, which means you have to have a certain amount of past courses in order to continue to get funding from financial aid. So be careful whenever you make these decisions to drop or to fail a class. You want to talk to financial aid, see how it's going to impact you. So make sure you do that. Talk to financial aid. But February 13th, so you'd rather get a W than an F. That's just, a better situation for you. What else? All right, that being said, I'm going to delete that off of my email here. Make sure I don't leave that open. Anyhow, that being said, I also have received some emails, some students struggling, going through some difficult times, and I want to let you know that I understand that. I feel it. I don't accept late work, and I do that on purpose, and I don't do that to be some type of strict professor. That's not the purpose. The purpose is because this is an extremely fast class. What I don't want is for students to fall behind, and we're doing 2 chapters a week, and if they fall behind 1 week, now they're trying to do 4 chapters. 2 is hard. 2 is hard to do. 4, really, you don't give any effort to those. So what I do here is to try to balance things out, to try to meet things in the middle, and not to be the judge of who deserves an extension and who doesn't, and who should get this or who should get that. I try to be fair across the board. There's close to 100 students in this class. I try to be as equal as possible, as fair as possible, understanding that we all are living lives that sometimes are difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop, listen carefully here, I'm going to go into the system. You don't have to tell me. The system's going to find 2 of your lowest assignments, and it's going to drop it. So it doesn't mean it's going to be 1 week. It could potentially be depending if that week you did bad. But it's going to drop 2 of your lowest assignments. It's going to drop 1, smart book assignment, okay? So it's going to look for the 2 lowest homework or quizzes, and it's going to look for your lowest smart book. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm giving you 1 free chapter without having to worry about it. So if you had 1 bad week, it's okay. Just jump back on. Start off where we're at. Don't feel like it's going to destroy you. It will not. So please keep moving. Keep moving where we're at. Keep going because it's not that big of a deal, okay? All right, so that being said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that as soon as I'm done with this video. I'm going to drop those lowest assignments and that lowest smart book. That gives you like one chapter of not having to worry about it. Not two, one. Just hang in there with me. And then obviously do your work from now on and try to keep up with the class. And ultimately, I want you to check your grade because by the end of this week, we'll be past the midterm. And here's the kicker, guys. After this week, there's only 3 weeks left. That's it. 3 weeks. So you got week 5, 6, and 7, and we're done. So it's going to go by extremely fast. We've already went through 4 weeks, and as you can tell, went fast. All right. That was a lot, and I apologize. I just want to make sure we got that all in the clear. So this week, for those of you who are going to school and trying to become an HR director, HR field, this is a good chapter. 8 is a good chapter for you to dig in deep, right? Look at the laws that influence human resource, look at those things that they look for, and then chapter 7, I always try to apply this to when you're looking for a job. There's always a structure, and that's a good question to ask when they say, do you have any questions for us? Yeah, what's the structure? Who reports to me? Who do I report to? And you want to look into a little research of whatever company you're going to work for. You want to have some knowledge about that company. You don't want to go into a job interview and not have done your background research of that company. Know some history, their mission statement, their purpose statements, whatever they publish as, their mission or vision for the company. That's important for you to do. So you go in there with some knowledge. That gives you a competitive advantage over other people who just go in the interview. Like, you know what you're getting into. So this is a good chapter 7, really gives you an understanding on how the basic functions work in a structure organization. I think you will like to understand that before you go work for someone, because it tells you what positions are above you and what you can aspire to become. If you find a company that doesn't have anyone above you, you're the big boss, then that's it. There's no promotions. But if you find a company that there's different layers that you can get to, that's a company you can have upward mobility in. So that's important for you to know. This discussion is really for your benefit. You don't have to reply. I would love for you to reply. It's great to hear from you. You guys say how you appreciate the videos. You appreciate everything that I'm doing. So I also appreciate your replies, but you will not be graded for this discussion. So I want you to know that. There's no grade this week on discussion. Only your 2 chapters, all your assignments within those chapters, and your midterm. Other than that, let me give you what everyone tells me, all the different cool stuff that you guys talk to me about. You guys know this. I've already showed you this one. This is Pike Place from Starbucks. So Starbucks, it's a decent brand, right? It's pretty good. But here's what I discovered. So if anybody goes to Costco, this is the same thing as Starbucks as Pike Place. These people are the same people. Starbucks and this is the same thing, just that a little cheaper. So I usually buy this from Costco when I want to get the Starbucks Pike Roast, and it's cheaper. That's just my tip of the day. In regards to coffee, some of you guys are funny telling me about the starting a podcast on the coffee. I think that's pretty interesting. I once, just to share with you guys, when I was working in Chicago, we were in the downtown area of Chicago, and me and my coworkers, we did a coffee review of all the different coffee shops within that area that we can walk to. And in Chicago, if anyone's been to a major city, there's hundreds of them. There's everywhere. There's coffee shops. I'm trying to think of a few brands, but Caribou, which somebody told me about Caribou coffee. Yes, I've tried it. Intelligentsia, which is a great coffee brand. They have a coffee shop that was right around us. Of course, Starbucks, but all the little mom and pop shops. There's Ilios. There's a whole bunch of coffee shops right in that area, and we essentially took it very very professionally made a chart, what we're judging, taste, service, flavors, options, all this different stuff. And it was just a fun thing to do. So every day we would go out, find a new coffee shop, order coffee, and think we're critics, and essentially give a rating of that coffee shop. And we had this big running list at work that everybody will go and enter their data, and just kind of, it was just a fun little quirky thing for us coffee lovers. For you tea lovers, yeah, there's a couple teas. There was a tea that Starbucks bought called, not Tazo, what was it called? Tivania. It's called Tivania. It was loose leaf tea. My wife used to drink it a lot. It was very flavorful, great, like an awesome flavor to it. And Orange Blossom, I think that was one that she would buy a lot. But they closed those shops down, and they no longer have them. And now they sell them only at their Starbucks stores, which is kind of sad. But anyhow, enough talking, guys. Once again, I hope you're enjoying the class. We're almost done. Stick to it. Get that work done early. I appreciate if you respond, but this is not a graded assignment. For those of you that seen a comment about the JA information, please ignore that. That was for a previous semester. I don't know how that kind of transferred through, but I deleted it now, so don't think you're going crazy. I removed it. That has nothing to do with you guys. That was an assignment in the past to go volunteer at a local junior achievement center for a day, and we haven't done that again. So maybe in the future that might come back, but not right now. Either way, guys, I think that's it. Hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good time. I appreciate everybody. Thank you for the emails and the comments and the posts. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day, guys.